Hi everyone, welcome back to this week Weekly Market Update. I know, yes, the market is red again. Especially it has been red for like a couple of days or perhaps for the last 2 weeks. But I guess you guys know what is out there right now. Beside the wars, the Russia war is not yet finished. The Gaza war just started, and also the Treasury yields has actually go up above 5% for the first time since 27. All right, so 2007, this is the perfect year to take as a scenario because it's actually the global financial crisis started in 2008 2007, that period, right? So we know that when it coming to that area isn't a good sign at this point of time, and we also know that for the inflation rate is still at a high side. They are still considering to to hike on the interest rate for the Fed itself with all the statistic and the data out there. So I think on the bias of the between the bullish and the bearish, I think the bear slightly won a little over here, or perhaps won slightly more compared to last week itself. So what actually dropped on last Friday, not just on the Treasury yields that go to 5%. I think of the earnings as well, related stocks actually dragged down the index itself. So one of the most catchy one is actually Tesla, right? Which I mentioned that Tesla have the earnings report last week. Coming week, there's also earnings report, so do take note if you are holding any of the sector itself. So just careful. A few things to watch out. As we know that rate is going higher, correct? Then, however, the regional bank they actually dropped on last Friday itself, last week itself as well, falling more than 12% for the last week after a weak earnings report for this KRE lost 4%. So if let's say at current interest rate is at the high side and the bank is still not making money, it will be worse off when the rate decided to reduce a little bit, right? I mean the interest rate hike can be good and bad for bank. Usually we look at the more the good side, but if let's say the bank can't cover their debts, everything, it will also be a bad thing for them as well. So for KRE, like I mentioned this stock before, it's a very long term play. If you are worried of this rate hike happening for the next 1 or 2 years, then you may want to stay away. Otherwise, it's just for a long term play. All right. So not only on that, AE American Express dropped 5%. I mean, you can read what is happening, but the biggest decline is actually the solar stocks. Go and take a look. SolarEdge actually dropped 27% on last Friday itself. All right, this is the worst for the sector on last Friday. All right, so Nvidia also dropped down. I think Nvidia is because there's issue with the China. They're not able to sell their chips to China anymore, or perhaps who knows. It caused them to drop 9% on last week. So Nvidia being the head, but to be frank, right, Nvidia has a good run for the last couple of months. To be frank, and it is sending Nvidia to $trillion company, if I'm not wrong. All right, dropping it simply 9% is not that much. Hopefully, the fundamental of Nvidia don't change much. Otherwise, you'll be kind of like affect, and there will be more percentage dropping as well. For Tesla itself, we know so what's happening on last week. This is the most catchy one. As you can see, Tesla stock end the week down 15%, the worst performance of the year. We will be review on the Tesla chart later because I mentioned there are some key points to take a look, and also Tesla has not been reported the negative earnings for a couple of quarters, and once it announced, usually it will last for a couple of days to weeks for the stocks to keep plumping down. So just be careful on that. All right. Of course, like I say, the microeconomy is not doing very well. As you can see, Elon Musk wax pessimistic about microeconomy. I think if China is not doing good, all right, China is very bad right now. Most of the company out there which deal with Chinese related sales revenue will be affected bigly as well. All right, so let's take a look at the chart itself. So for chart, this is Nasdaq, which I mentioned on last week. As you can see, 14 October, eyeing more downside, support around 14,600, break and close below may see 200 days moving average as support. All right, moving average as support, 14,000 will be our next target. All right, which is the 200 days. I think I shared this in my trading view. If you don't believe that I actually plotted this, you can go and see or you can go and see my previous video. I have mentioned this last week. All right, usually I don't just because today I never say I just write a date. No, I did my job, is all recorded in YouTube. Go and take a look. All right, so for this Nasdaq, we can see that the descending triangle is playing. Of course, descending usually not at the top, but this is really a form of descending. So currently, based on the last Friday candle, we don't see any wick below. The selling sentiment is slightly stronger, or perhaps people don't want to hold it over the weekends. We won't know. So right now, breaking below 14,600 next week will be crucial. Like I said, we are coming to the earnings report of the technology side. All right, it will give a wild volatility on Nasdaq itself. Okay, if things don't seem good, usually Q3, I doubt it. Will be good. So most likely, highly chances 14,000 is way to go. All right, so right now we just copy paste and then we just change the date, which is today is 21st October. So buyers more on downside, eyeing 200 days moving average at 14,000. Okay, highly depend on coming up tax earnings report. Alright, so this is my view for next week. Okay, so people who didn't short last week and you want to short after breaking 40,600, it's not possible. It's still possible, just that your risk is slightly higher. Alright, because you are looking breaking above 15,003 will be otherwise. Alright, so your stop loss will be slightly higher. Some people might want to short here or pull back short here. It's up to you. Okay, so buyers on more on the downside for Nasdaq continue to plunge. Okay, next we will be looking into Uber. I think I shared this in my trading view as well, in my Facebook, in my Telegram, everything lah. All right. So as you said, as you see, break below and close below 43.50. May see downside support at $40.70. Okay, so last Thursday, it tried to go low, but then Friday itself it closed slightly green. But the good thing is that it did not break above 43.50. All right, so we look at the price action. If it continue to be resisted by 43.50, used to be support, turn resisted, it will be stand a higher chance for it to go down. All right, so 21st October 2023, watch out. 43.50 will it turn resistance. Okay. If yes, high chance may reach 40.70. Okay, so that is my play for Uber as well. Okay, so let me take a look what else. Okay, so for Go, spoke this to my one of my friends out there. I say that Go have a high chance that it may go higher after breaking down. Breaking above this descending support, right? Descending resistance. So sorry. You have a high chance to go. I did write down, but there's a text. I don't think I need to show lah because I didn't mention during my call. So yes, hopefully the friend actually benefited. It break even higher, so we didn't manage to short here. Which why it's very important to monitor closely on the price action if you wanted to enter. But for people who actually shorted at this resistance level, it's not a bad choice because your stop loss is slightly higher. You have a minimum impact of losses. If you never cut, all right. If you never cut, then good luck. All right. So that's why stop loss is important over here. Next thing we will be looking into. Let me see. All right, US 10, right? US 10-year Treasury, as you can see, 5%. All right, so last Thursday it broke, closed at 4.992. I think its high is at 4.996. I think it's close to 5%. All right, so anyway, for US Treasury yield, I believe it will remain at the high side, not in short terms. Most likely 5.3% is where we are looking, used to be our next resistance. Of course, the Fed is monitoring closely because 5%, like I said, you don't need to invest any shares to be frank, right? 5% returns is fantastic, all right? Unless US is going to, default, then that would be another say. Okay, so I guess US 10-year yield may continue to remain that high. I don't see any downside currently or current economy situations. Okay, next counter we'll be looking into is actually, let me take a look. Okay, J and J, I think I mentioned that as well. So for J and J, this is the thing. I just want to let you guys. I mentioned watch out on Tuesday earnings report. Break below long-term support is not a good sign. All right, may visit 150. So there we see this is a monthly, gentlemen. Let's go to the daily. Did it break? All right, did it break? It break, right? As you can see. Okay, so this is the that reset. This is the weekly, the whole daily chart. So on Tuesday, the earnings report came in, not bad, all right. But then Tuesday, candle did not support well enough to bounce up. Did not support well enough to bounce up. Following day, it plunged down. So when it plunged down, don't catch the falling knife, all right, gentlemen. Don't catch the falling knife. And then it reaches 150. Do you realize the low is 150 and bounce back because this is a very good next support area. So let me just delete everything. Okay, we just turn to weekly chart for a better view. Okay, so just copy paste 21st October 2023, break below support, long term ascending support, went lower to 100, another support level. All right, went to $150 level. Okay, so right now where are we looking? Okay, it's been bounced, so watch out, break below again, we'll send, okay, we'll send it lower. Okay, and then where is our next target? Okay, so I will just leave this open for you guys to find out where will it go. All right, of course I have a target here, but I guess you all need some practice, right? But like I say, if you hold these shares, if you break 150, you may want to reduce or hedge your position first, waiting for a better positions, then you just cover back your hedge. All right, so next item we will be looking into today. Okay, and the last one I'm going to reintroduce again is Meta Facebook. Earnings report is coming as well, so the earnings is on 25th October, is next Wednesday. All right, it's next Wednesday. This earnings is very, very important. Okay, so I mentioned on 2nd September, I think pull back to short, but I have filled a couple of short because it go even higher. All right, but right, I want to reintroduce for Meta is because couple of sign which I see over here. So let's just, it's very long, August. Let me just delete. This is July, even long. All right, so I will then shift here. I will say it's a short. I will then put here 21st October 2023, buyers Meta on downside after depends after 25th October earnings. Okay, so not only on that, I mean on technical side we actually see something. So firstly, on technical basis, resisted by 78.6%, forming bearish divergence. Right, forming bearish divergence. So okay, right. So this is what I'm saying. There's a bearish divergence, gentlemen, if you know how to see. But otherwise, since you're on this video, I would like to show you guys how I see it. So I just close, add in my RSI. Okay, so as you realize the chart, do you realize something? Okay, so this is a bearish divergence, which I think is well formed with the weekly candle showing the engulfing as well. So Alright, so that is the multiple sign which I'm looking at it right now. But ultimately, earnings report will flip the game. You look at what happened on Netflix, you will know. Alright, Netflix up 20+% on the earnings after the earnings announced. So the earnings is important. If you can't read, you want to take an action before that, you are on the risk, but the reward will be huge. Okay, so like I say, it's probability, risk reward is always there. Okay, so that is my my outlook for Meta itself. Alright, so that's all for this week really up market update. As usual, just trade safe, stay safe. Follow my Instagram, like my Facebook or share it out as well. I'm doing some revamp, and if let's say you are inside my uh YouTube or inside my Telegrams or inside my Facebook page, you can see something is changing as well. There will be new changes coming up for my website. My the features I'm offering as well. So let's take a look. Many things for me. Then I will see you guys again next week. Stay safe. All right. Goodbye.